So how can you build your neuroscaffold? This is part one of my series on building a robust neuroscaffold. Consciously establishing this practice now will not only benefit us as we age, it will benefit us now. Defining our cumulative life experiences as a scaffold that supports us as we age, the scaffolding theory of aging and cognition. A neural scaffold creates this image of millions of interconnected neurosynapses that are there undergirding our experiences. Those experiences are feeding our ability to function and think and react, and they will support us as we need possibly help doing those things in the future. I've spent the first 50 lessons of this wellness practice introducing some basic exercises, talking about the guidelines for the exercises and how to work them into your weekly practice. In this next series of lessons, I want to apply the exercises directly to strengthening your neuroscaffold. By doing that, I'm hopefully motivating you to be present now as well. Now, at the micro level, your perspective is on your own actions. Catching the ball, bending your knees, speaking the word that comes next. And then, in the split second, your perspective shifts to the macro perspective. Your awareness has to expand to take in the entire group. Your point of view is of others and what you can do to help them be successful. So, that web of connection between shifting your point of view from yourself to others becomes a little stronger. And ultimately, that shifting perspective won't require so much effort. Now, maybe you think that's putting a whole lot of import on such a simple exercise. But that simple exercise, it can yield a lot of fruit if you apply it. This coordination exercise requires constant shifting between thought and action. Sometimes that's referred to as multitasking. And we all want to multitask. We want to do many things at once. That's actually a myth. So I prefer to use the term concurrent tasks. Practicing learning how to manage concurrent tasks can help you now and in the future. It helps you focus your concentration. It increases your stamina. You're able to sustain mental energy for longer and longer periods of time. When your eyes communicate one thing, but your brain is communicating something else, that creates kind of a dissonance, kind of a negative energy, a discomfort, tension. I think it's human nature to want to resolve that dissonance. If you practice managing that dissonance, that can help you manage life. Because let's face it, sometimes in life, there's some dissonance. Now, I want you to start with the coordination flow in pairs. So pair up and determine before you begin that we will both start with our right arm. So the coordination flow exercise will begin with the right arm for both of you. Remind yourself of your image from last week and the impact that had on that movement. But you are going to be looking directly at the person across from you. And so prepare yourself intellectually that it will appear to be opposite, even though you're both going to start on the right side. So you're dropping down to your right, to them, it's going to look like you're dropping down your left. So you're doing the same side. You are not starting with a reflection. Now, I want you to stick with your partner and you're going to shift your perspective. So rather than face each other, say one of you is going to turn so that you're both facing the same direction. And you can switch that up so that both of you get that different perspective shift. And then you're going to begin the coordination flow exercise again. This time the person in behind is obviously going to be having the most impact because they can see the person in front of them. The person in front of them is simply moving as we have done for weeks. Now, one more perspective shift. Go from both facing the same direction to facing each other again. And this time determine which one of you is going to be the reflection and which one of you is going to be, say, the lead. So if one of you starts on your right and the other person is the reflector, they'll start on their left. So it's going to be a unison movement, a reflective movement of the coordination flow. So that's a shift in the perspective from initially facing each other and appearing to be opposites, facing the same direction, and the advantage is for the person behind, they're both moving in unison. To the third shift is back to facing each other and determining which one of you will be the reflector and which one will be the leader. Now, moving meditation contributes to your neuroscaffold in several different ways. First, from the micro perspective or your self point of view, you're recognizing where your joint and muscles are in relation to your posture and your facing direction on each count. You're learning the skill of breaking down a larger movement down into smaller steps. Then from the macro perspective or the holistic perspective, you're learning the larger shape those individual 12 steps carve out in the space around you. Once that larger mental shape becomes ingrained in your muscle memory, this exercise becomes one continuous whole movement instead of 12 individual steps. So apply the skills that you've learned with moving meditation into your daily life. Think about parking your car in a larger area. Maybe you have many tasks to run within a certain period of time. Being able to break those larger tasks down into smaller bits and then incorporate them back into the whole makes them manageable. So it's a skill that you're developing now when you're managing your life, and in the future when managing your life might be more challenging. Developing this skill helps strengthen your neuroscaffold so that in the future, if you need to be able to access other resources, it's there because you've had the experience, you've incorporated it into your life, and that scaffolding grows. But in my opinion, the best way moving meditation increases your neuroscaffold is by incorporating your body, your mind, and your soul into one organic whole. Now, next week, I'll apply gaze, spatial awareness, and breathing basics to strengthening your neuroscaffold. And finally, it is time. Yes, it is time. Like, subscribe, or share this channel. I appreciate your input, and I will see you next week.